All right, guys, welcome back to Mac Dad Games. We are on episode 19. To lay out some full transparency for you guys, I went on a rampage of recording like back-to-back, videos probably a few weeks ago, quite a while ago. Like, to put it into perspective, right now it's July 16th for me. And I just uploaded episode 13, I believe, maybe even 14. So I'm a little bit behind. I haven't played this playthrough, like this map, this save, in literally the past few weeks. Things, life's just kind of caught up to me. I apologize already for the delay between, I think, episode 11 and then 12, or 10 to 11 there. It was a couple weeks where I wasn't really able to upload anything. Shame on me. I'm actually having a lot of fun doing this. I'm happy to say I've already actually gotten some subscribers, gotten some actual people really watching the videos. So that's honestly just something that's really cool. Like I mentioned before in past videos, I'm just doing this for fun. But hey, if I can gain a small audience of people that just enjoy, hanging out and watching me play one of my favorite games, then, that's a win-win, man. So a lot has happened since the last time I have recorded. And I'm going to try and really get back into picking things up, so hopefully, another freaking month goes by before this episode is, on the channel and you're watching it. The biggest one is the latest update, right? The Plant Your Tree update, and then the new DLC, Echoes of Nature. So I want to do like a quick, kind of rundown of what we now have, gotten in these new updates before I really jump into, things that I left off on. I could have swore I made a bronze hammer. I did. Yeah, I'm going to use this one until it dies. But one of the biggest things that's really cool is if you go over to your sections where you can choose between building and destroying, you now are able to actually move buildings. This is something that I know people have been asking for a very long time. It just saves you so much time, really. Like, if I wanted to move this whole thing right here, you just go up to it, and we hit it, and now I'm actually able to literally move this whole thing wherever I want to put it. Now, I'm obviously not going to do that right this second, because I do actually like the location of things that I have placed, but we're going to remember that the next time I do want to move something. Honestly, it's probably going to end up being maybe this house over here. I know it was probably a few episodes ago that, we were trying to find a good spot for this, knowing that the tavern's going to be going over here at some point. That's a really nice feature. The next one is you are now able to plant your own trees. That one is probably another huge one that I know a lot of people have been asking for a very long time. There's a few ways to do that. The old classic way is if you chop down a tree. Apparently it's a very low percentage, like 16, 20%. But when you do that, so right now I obviously did not get the drop, right? It was only some feather and some sticks. But when you do that, you have like a 16 or 20% chance of actually getting a maple tree seedling, or of course a seedling for obviously whatever tree you just knocked down. So if you're taking down a spruce, a birch, or a maple tree, you'll get it. So again, no drop there either. I'm going to honestly try and run through and knock down a few of them just to see if I'll actually get that drop to show you guys. The other way to do it is, I believe you could go to town. So on the Oxbow, they do make things very easy. Let's just see if we got it. Dang nabbit. Alright, let's keep going. What's funny is my other playthrough, I was testing all these new things out, and I got it on the first freaking tree I took down. So, of course, now as I'm recording, it's gonna freaking take 4 or 5, however many trees till I get this drop. But on the Oxbow, you're able to actually go to Piastovia, dang nabbit, and talk to the exotic goods vendor, and you'll be able to buy some of the seedlings from him. And then Marcus Law, the materials vendor, you can get some things from him as well. Now, the downside is I'm not going to be able to show you guys that in this episode, because something that does take a little while is the vendors don't have those items to buy until the next season, right? So obviously the update, allowed us to have the ability to move things. And if I actually go over to the wheel here in our furniture and decorations, we now have this all brand new section right here, which shows us a lot of new things. It just changed up the location for trellises and flower pots. Those have always been there. But now you have these shrubs, but you have to buy these seedlings from the materials vendor, the farming vendors, whatever. And I think even the exotic goods guy, which obviously next season, come spring of our 3rd year, I'll definitely show you guys around how to do that. But the other thing is, once I finally get one of these freaking seedlings here, you'll be able to go in and choose between these 5 different maple tree layouts. Kind of like if you're looking in the woods right now, there's a bunch of different kind of, looking maple trees, right? So when you go to plant them yourself, you can actually kind of choose which one you want it to look like. This has been, like I said, a big thing that people have been asking for a long time for decorating in a village. And just having like a nice big maple tree, in the middle of like a town center or something like that is going to look super nice. So it's really, really cool they're able to add in something like that. Other things that they've unlocked too is some shrubs, or these kind of like different types of little trees, like an evergreen and things like that. So just a lot more decorative kind of look is what they're really going for here. And this is all it is. It's like 100% decorations. And then you also have some rocks. These ones I can actually place because I have stones on me. But like a balancing rock, I actually placed this one earlier in one of my playthroughs that I was running through, and I actually kind of like the look of it. Going back in here, so you have a few more of them, like a tall rock, wide rock, flat rock. Again, all just for full-on decorations. I mean, I don't really get too much into decorating until a little bit later in my game. I know sometimes I try and get into it a little bit before, so it's not like super overwhelming towards the end. But we're not going to focus on any of that right now, but I did just want to show it to you. The other thing is these ponds. So this pond right here looks kind of cool. You can really see it's a little dark right now. But it's just a lot of just little decorations, man. So might be a little bit of an unpopular opinion amongst the community, but now that I've actually like jumped into the game and been checking out this update, I personally am a little underwhelmed with it. I know, maybe get some slander back for that. I mean, the moving buildings and the seedlings, being able to actually plant your own trees, that's really cool. I do really like that. And don't get me wrong, the decorating is super cool, and the DLC was only like, I think $5, so it's not like it was expensive or not worth the money by any means. If anyone's, if any of us have played other games before, you absolutely pay $3, $4, $5, sometimes even $10+ on a DLC just to have more stuff in the game. So with that aspect of things, I definitely say it is worth it, but I don't know, I just feel like a little underwhelming. I think this game, there's just so much more potential that I would just really, really love for the developers to just add so many more things, honestly. But this is a nice start, really a nice, pretty big update that we haven't had in a while. But yeah, I'm getting freaking screwed here, dude. I'm not getting any of these drops. So that's already another thing that kind of bothers me. It's like, why did you make the percentage drop of a seedling for a tree so low that I've now chopped down about 10 trees here and finally got one, the maple seedling. So I just feel like it took way too long to get that, right? Like, I know it's a percentage thing, but why would you make it such a low percentage? I feel like, in real life, you're knocking down trees. You shouldn't have to knock down that many of them in order to receive the item to keep replanting them, if that makes sense, right? So apparently you can buy these, though. Again, if you go to the the farming vendor, the exotic good vendor. Whoa. This lady is just a wizard. Is that my wife? No, that's not my wife. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, all in all, it's a pretty sweet update so far. Like I said, sadly, with this playthrough right now, not going to be able to get too into it because it's going to take until next season before a lot of that stuff updates. I may make a video kind of, showcasing everything just for kind of fun, and that way you guys all, see and know what's really going on with it. I think that might be pretty nice, but again, I just want to not take away too much attention from overall the playthrough, and at the end of the day, having this new update is just kind of a little cherry on top. It just adds to the fun. So another thing I am going to have to do here, I didn't realize it was going to be this cold come this winter. I should really get some winter trousers. I've definitely spent some money the last few episodes after my last little influx of cash. God, my dude is freaking tuckered out, huh? absolutely tuckered out. But I rewatched a little bit of my episode 18, I believe, and I know a main goal for this episode is gonna honestly do a little bit of hunting, or at least find and start building the hunting lodge and the herbalist hut. I honestly am a little shocked it took me to the end of the second year to build those. Usually I would have had them built by now, for sure. So I don't know what has taken me so long and why I've been not really focused on it, but it is what it is. So yeah, if you notice what I just did there, I had to heal up a little bit, and I'm carrying the torch right now because sadly, when you are so cold, it starts to bring your health down, and if you're not paying attention to that, you can absolutely die very, very easily, and it's like, what the hell, a little slap in the face. So here's what I want to do. Again, in the idea of realism, you know, as I've mentioned many of times, I like to try and place my, you know, buildings where I think it would make a lot of sense. Like the hunting lodge, right? I want to have it in an area where it's not like right in the middle of town. You know, I want to kind of have it somewhat on the outskirts where I know there's going to be things for hunting. So over here we have the moose. And if you go across this bridge, you have the deer. You got the Wysent over here, and you got some more over there, and even some more moose in this little marshland as well. So a little bit like off and outside of the main part of the village, but not, you know, completely out of the way here, is going to be this location right here. So I think I'm going to lean towards this area, kind of like right off like the entrance. The other reason I like this area is these guys right here. It's hard to tell right now because it is the winter, but I'm like 90% positive these are berry bushes. So like where, you know, you could go actually like, you know, collect berries in the spring and summer. That looks like what we have here. And I love to have my hunting lodge near my herbalist hut. I think, again, back to my, you know, whole trying to think of things that make somewhat sense. I like the idea of that being a little community area. Like, hey, the hunters are here, the herbalists are here, right outside of the village area, but like not too far. So I want to have my herbalist hut near these berries. I've always liked doing that. Again, I just think that makes sense, right? An herbalist hut's going to be near a big old foraging of berries. And obviously I'm going to end up planting like a little other area, you know, but I also think having it by the water makes a lot of sense as well too, because you do need that for making potions and things. So I might end up putting the herbalist hut, like, honestly, like right here. I don't love this tree, to be honest. This is just a little, I think that's just a little stupid maple tree. I don't love the tiny little trees like that. I mean, in some situations, sure, but this little guy, and look at that. Now I get the maple seedling again. So it's funny, man. The drop percentage, it was just messing with me at the start there. I have my shovel. Oh yeah, I gotta put the freaking little thing away there. All right. So this is what I'm thinking. I want to do my herbalist hut right here. So let's go over to survival. Did I put it yet? Yeah. Herbalist hut right here. So I don't want to destroy my berries. Like right there. I think that looks nice. Now, let me get my little thing back out. Then do the road here. Have it kind of come down and meet like right there. So that way, now when you're kind of coming up on it, they're going to have all the berry stuff right there. I can build maybe the majority of this, honestly. They're actually all the logs I just have on me. It's actually quite convenient that I have all these things on me already. I even happen to have straw on me right now too. Look at that, easy peasy. One thing already down, the herbalist hut. So perfect. And then eventually I'm going to make like a little kind of garden in here as well. You know, again, I think an herbalist hut would have a garden. Usually what I do, I just end up planting a bunch of these flower pots and then putting like all the different types of herbs in them, so it just kind of looks like they're growing there, like a little garden. So yeah, shout out to Kingdom Come Deliverance. If anybody of you guys have watching this have played that game, I'm getting a lot of inspiration when you're walking around villages and towns there. A lot of the herbalist huts, you know, where you'll find like alchemy benches in the cities, like they'll have a little garden somewhere with a lot of the herbs that you can pick anyway. So I kind of, again, makes sense, man, makes sense. All right, so now where I think I want to put my hunting lodge is, I think this is a perfect spot right here, literally just across the way, you know, so it's kind of off like one of these main roads that we're coming into the village on. So essentially it's going to be right here. I like this because they can come out of the hut and go right over here to the marshland and hunt the moose. You know, they can come a little bit down the path here and hunt some scent, or they can take a quick walk right across the bridge and then boom, they got deer right there. So I like this spot too, and it's again just kind of in this nice little vicinity where the herbalist hut's not far. I think that just looks nice. So we'll put some houses around here too eventually, so you know all these people will have a home. I'm out of straw, or running low on the straw here, but we'll get some more. Alright, so let me see. I'm going to put this guy, I want to try and go as far back as I can. It looks to be about the distance. I don't hate this spot. I think this looks good. It's not necessarily as far in as I wanted it to go. But it's not bad. It's like you guys have seen how I kind of try and lay things out in other episodes of stuff. I like to have things kind of pushed back a little bit. I honestly think just for me and how I want this to be laid out, I'm going to get rid of this tree as well. I do want to push it a little further in here, and I think getting rid of this guy is going to make that a lot easier. Oop, didn't mean to start punching the stump. That's not getting you anywhere, pal. Let's see, no more maple seedling that time. But I already have 2 of them. I'll take that. I'll show you guys in a second here too. Very easy to plant it. I might do that here in a second. That way you kind of think about like, hey, you know what? We're bringing stuff back. Yeah, I didn't even build this one yet, so moving it was a little premature idea there. But let's see. So hunting lodge. Yeah, this feels much better. I definitely wanted it like further in here for sure. I like that because the all hunting cabin. If you go to furniture and decorations, the workstations here. There is a whole like hunting workstation, so you can set up a lot of these cool things and just make it look realistic. Like, hey, there's a hunting lodge here. So setting things up, like even the archery target in this area, just looks cool to make it look again realistic, like it's lived in, it's worked in. So I definitely want to make sure I have room for all that stuff. So I'm going to have it kind of branch around the tree there, and then come right in here. So yeah, I like that. I really do like that. So it's like you come down here, boom, you got your herbalist hut just off the main path, and then boom, we're gonna have our hunting lodge also just off the main path there. Oh man, I figured I knew that thing was gonna break eventually, so that's fine by me. Get our bronze hammer in here. It's gonna last much longer. I'm gonna have to go grab some more straw here in a second. Luckily I'm not far since I'm by the marshland, so I can definitely do that pretty quickly. And these cold like winter days, I got my freaking brightness all the way up and it just feels so dark. A little depressing. I don't love the winter in this game. Like some days it's not bad, you know, when it's actually like a nicer somewhat winter day, but yeah, right now it's a little depressing, man. It's only what, freaking, alright, well now it is 6 p.m., but I mean, crap, dude, it's freaking a little dark. Hoping tomorrow is a nicer, brighter day of winter. All right, let's just run over here. Let's old school it, man. These are some activities we were doing, you know, year 1. Having to run all the way over here and collect some straw. I'm pretty positive I have plenty of straw back in my resource storage, but I guess I was just a little lazy to run back and grab that. Figured we'd go a little old school here. There we go. Got what we needed. Now we're gonna run all the way back. But yeah, let's get this taken off, or finished up with, and then honestly probably going to try and just go to sleep sooner than later. Winter, again, it's probably one of my least favorite of the seasons in the game, if I'm being very honest. I try and usually just prioritize doing some hunting. A lot of times I will take this, you know, time to do, you know, decorating as well. But now that we have the hunting lodge, a few things we could do in here. I'm going to go through each of them, right? So you have your chest. Same idea as when you first start building houses, right? For hunting, you really just need a knife or knives, right? For the guys to technically like skin the animals and things like that, right? When you upload it or you upgrade it to a level 2, you'll have a salting barrel here, so you can actually salt your meat and things like that. We also have a drying rack, so we can dry out our meat and our fish. And all these things, the actual hunters that I would eventually bring in here will be able to do as well. The other thing is the workbench. So you can make stone arrows which I think you saw in one of the last episodes. I ended up making some bronze arrows. You do that at the blacksmith. So only thing you're doing here is making the actual bows themselves. Now the recurve bow is definitely my favorite. We're just under halfway on the survival technology to being able to make our own. It's not very difficult. 6 linen thread, 3 leather, and 1 log. So once we have it unlocked, I'm going to absolutely be making those. The durability, like, so if you look down here all the way at the bottom, it shows like the damage, the durability, and the price. The longbow is definitely a big jump from the standard bow we have right now. It's literally double the amount of damage, right? It's even double the amount of durability. But when you look at the recurve bow, the damage actually drops back down a little bit to 30, but the durability jumps up again another 50% to 300 durability. So it's the strongest bow that's going to last the longest. It doesn't do the most damage, but where it kind of makes up for that is it actually loads faster, if that makes sense. Like when you go to actually shoot another arrow back to back to back, you could do it faster with the recurve bow than the long bow. So you might get 10 more piercing damage with this guy, but you can shoot more arrows in a faster time frame with this guy, and it's going to last longer. So it just obviously makes it the best bow, in my opinion. So with this bow and some freaking iron arrows, you are a menace to society. That thing will do some damage for sure. So just a nice thing to have. Actually, yeah, real quick, I almost forgot. I'll show you guys the herbalist hut here as well. So once we have some herbalist folks, same idea, the whole chest, you can put the items in here, but obviously now they'll have all these things in the resource storage, so you don't need to worry about doing that. But for the actual table, there's so many things that they can do. The healing potions are probably the most important ones. Potion of healing, potion of instant healing. There's normal healing that heals you over time. There's a better one there. There's the instant cure for poisoning. Potion of cure that also helps poisoning over time. So instant, hence its name. This does it instantaneously, but over time just as a timing thing. And then potion of sobriety. That's a nice one. If you get too drunk somewhere, you just freaking drink that and you're sobered up real good. Really wish they had one of those in real life. And these are all just like kind of buffs, right? Like a potion of strength, temperature, weight, saturation, satiety, however you freaking pronounce that, stamina, and then even health there. So it just gives you more health. And then we also have some poison. I'll get you some water, don't worry. You got the night vision. That one is helpful, honestly. I should run around with more of that, especially doing some videos for you guys. I'll make it a lot easier to see. Camouflage makes hunting easier because the animals don't see as much. This one's cool because it does allow you to actually respec all of your skill tree, things that you've chosen. It just resets them all, your skill points, so you can just reselect the new ones you want. The poison obviously makes sense. You can poison arrows, things like that. Just like this, poison all your arrows, which is very nice. Lastly, the dyes. I've never used any dyes in my entire game I've ever played. It was an update that came out, I think, with the autumn update last year, and I've literally never used it, and I don't care to use it. That doesn't seem like a priority or realistic to me at all. Like, I'm sorry, I don't think way back in the day, the medieval era, people were taking that much time to make dyes to paint their houses. Like, I'm sorry, but yeah, some of the updates to this game I have a little bit of a gripe with, because I think it's just like, come on, that's a little pointless in my opinion. I don't care to paint my villages, and I never will do that. But it's an option. And the herbalist can do that for you, or at least make them for you, I should say. Let me grab a drink so this guy stops freaking crying about it. Let's get back to the house. Let's really hope that tomorrow it's a little bit brighter out, not as freaking dark and gloomy. Today was a little dark and just gloomy. I want to warm it up. Only downside about having such a cool house up on the hillside here is it takes a minute to get back to it. It takes a minute. Freaking Christ. Alright. Excuse me. Here we go. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. She's already sleeping. I'm sleeping. Let's get a freaking move on here. So the herbalist hut and the hunting lodge have been built. Next thing. Let's see here. I never even finished building this. Is this a food storage? Oh, give me 1 second, guys. I gotta sneeze. Alright, right, hopefully I don't sound crazy nasally. I don't know what's going on. I hope I'm not getting sick. That would suck. All right. So skip through there while I freaking sneeze my eyes out. Got distracted. Saw this isn't even fully completed yet. I know they're making planks for me. There we go. That just killed my OCD to fix that. All right, perfect. Another thing I do want to actually build, I don't think I can though yet, is the fishing hut. Yeah, I don't even unlock that for the survival technology. So real quick, let's go over here to technology and then go to survival. So what I'm curious about right now is I just want to see exactly what it is I need to be doing in order to unlock this. So if I go down here, develop this technology by hunting animals, setting traps, and fishing. So basically just got to do some hunting and I will unlock this. So I think I'm going to absolutely start doing that here real quick. Alright. So yeah, we're going to actually do some hunting here so I can get some... I'm not really like too focused on, you know, having to bring too much of the meat in right now, honestly. More of what I'm actually really after is honestly just bringing in some leather. Sometimes some fur too, depending on what animals and creatures we decide to take out. But honestly, right now I'm just looking for the experience. Like, I think it was in this playthrough already. I'm a little ashamed that my hunting skill is only level 1. Like, that's really embarrassing. You know, I'm at freaking 10 already for production. Survival's 4, so not too crazy. Diplomacy's 3. Farming's already 7, extraction's 5, but yeah, hunting only level 1. So I really want to change that up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some freaking hunting going here. So I do hunting a little bit different than I imagine some folks do. Again, one of the kind of slight gripe I have with the game is the only things that make sense, in my opinion, to hunt are, as you already saw, some bears. You know, we had some freaking... you know, tenants in this cave when we first got here, but bear, Y-scent, and honestly, I don't hate boar. I think boar aren't bad because you can basically one-shot them with iron arrows right to the dome, and you get a pretty decent amount of, I think it's leather and then meat from them, and you actually get a pretty good amount of it. Y-scent, same idea, great amount of leather and great amount of meat. Bear give you amazing amount of meat, I think like 80 per bear, but they also give you a lot of really good fur too. So it's like time to resources is what I really try and focus on. And for some reason, deer, you don't get a lot of resources from deer. Like, I honestly think it's just such a waste because they also run away from you as soon as you hit them. And from my knowledge, there's no way to one-shot them. Like, they're pretty strong still. So it takes a few arrows to take one down, and they start running away. So it's like, now you gotta chase them down. So the amount of time it takes to kill one deer and the amount of resources you get from them, I swear I could take down at least 2 Y-scent and end up getting 3-4 times the amount of resources. You know what I mean? So it just doesn't make sense to me personally. I'm gonna show you that now. I'm gonna actually head over here to where these Y-scent are. And sadly, the moose are kind of the same way. Like, I just don't think you get enough resources for the time involved to actually take these animals out. It's just crazy to me. Like, the boar and Y-scent are some of my favorite, or really the bear too. As I've mentioned here, the boar, one-shot kill, easy, good amount of resources. Y-scent take a little while. They're very tanky, and same with the bear, but you just get such a big amount of resources that it feels more fun. You know, taking down an animal like that and getting such a good reward from it. So I'm going to show you guys one of my kind of cheaty-like tactics when it comes to... Oh, I didn't even notice this. Got hedges as well. That's cool. With our new update. Dang, I should, like, run through here and just be like, am I missing anything else from this update that I didn't look at yet? Nope, probably not. Okay. Anyway. Stick fences, stick fence. Let me unlock that for 150 bucks. And let me find where our Y-scent friends are. Without getting beat down by them, I want to get as close to them as I can. Alright, there's one. So, here's a little trick that I've done. I kind of don't love it because this is like, I feel like massive cheating. But if you actually build literally as simple as a freaking little stick fence right in this area, you got to make sure you delete it though before, like, when you're done. Otherwise it will be a build that will actually stop them from coming back next season. And if you're trying to have a good like spawn point to hunt them, you don't want to do that. So let me see here. I try and use trees to minimize the amount that I need. Should hopefully have enough sticks for what I've got going here. But as funny as it is, it's a very unrealistic thing. But they cannot break these fences. I really think they'd be able to in real life. Like, this is a tiny ass fence. But if you watch, I'm gonna freaking chuck one. I'm gonna do his body because his head's a little hidden there. I'm gonna create some aggro there, and he's gonna come right at me. I'm gonna try and hit him in the head as many times as I can. Oh, he freaking juked me. Well, look at that. Stopped in his tracks. And I brought his friend too, but also stopped in his tracks. They can get you though if you get a little close to the fence, so you gotta be a little careful. Now it's just a waiting game of taking their ass down. Go for this guy a little bit too, why not? Come on. There we go. And sometimes they can jump over the fence too, by the way, so you gotta be a little careful. And once you get their health down low enough, they will start to run away. But usually just one more shot real quick, and he's down. I gotta get this boy. So, totally cheating. I get that. Like, I just don't think in real life you're gonna make a freaking little fence barrier in a hunting ground. But it does make hunting Y-Scent very easy. Oh man, he's already running away. Shit. Oh. Got him. That was beautiful. Okay. That's it. That was it. Look how easy that was to take down 2 Y-Scent. How did these arrows get way over here? My God. Like, what? Were they bouncing off the freaking thing's head and flying way over here? So there's probably another Y-Scent in here somewhere. So you could basically lure them to you as well. I mean, it kind of worked out. You know, I had the first guy right there in my sights, and then just hitting him pissed his little friend off, which a good friend, by the way. If I was a Y-Scent, I'd want that Y-Scent to be my friend. Alright, so let's go to the far one over here. I don't see another one. Maybe there were only 2. Oh, wait, I can always check like this, too. So yeah, there were only 2 of them. Since the whole little thing is grayed out now, it tells me that they're all dead. So, only had 2 of them here, which still not bad. But look at this. When I go to skin this little bugger, for what took me maybe, what, that was 3 minutes, maybe? I now have, 70 meat and 30 leather. Like, that's a lot. So, we're going to have 60 freaking leather and 140 meat for what took maybe less than 5 minutes right now. And if I just easily head on over to another Y-Scent, you know, spawn point, I could do that again and basically have 280 freaking meat in a matter of like 10-15 minutes, or like one winter's day in this game. So again, guys, my whole playthrough's kind of goal here was to have fun, you know, building a whole new village. It's obviously the most fun part of the whole game. It's the whole point of the whole game. But honestly, to kind of make this as, you know, efficiently of a tutorial and as fun of a tutorial as possible, right? So that's my goal, man. I want to show you guys the most efficient way to do things, and that is it right there. Fucking have like, excuse me my language, have like 50 you know, sticks on you at a time. And you go over the Y-Scent, of course, because that's the main one. They're pretty aggressive, so it does take a few arrows to take them down, like you saw. Especially if you have 2 of them coming at you, it's almost impossible to do that without the fence barrier around you, because they hit hard. When they charge you, they will hit you back. But they do hit very, very hard. So keep that in mind. That's definitely my best advice for you guys if you are taking down some of them. The next one for fun, I'm actually going to head over here to the boar. I'm not afraid of the wolves either. I know there is a wolf spawn point just before we get to the boar there. I'm okay with that. I am a-okay with that. Wolves are also pretty easy. Now that I actually have some bronze arrows, I could definitely do a lot more damage than I was doing with the, I think I was using stone arrows for the longest time here. If I hunted anything, maybe some copper arrows when I took down the bear. So this should make things a little bit easier. But wolves, I don't remember if I could do it with a bronze arrow. We're about to find out. But they are a one-shot kill to the head with an iron arrow for sure. So let's see about the bronze. Oh, I'm assuming it's that one that's growling at me. Oh wait, there's another one right there. How did I even see you? Blended in. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Nice, nice, nice. One shot to the head. Oh, you got right past me. Alright, alright, alright. I hit him like... Somehow the arrow went like under his stomach and into his leg. Yeah, missed the head. If you don't miss the head, you saw as the first one, that was a beautiful shot. 10 meat from these little buggers and 4 fur. Honestly, not bad. Again, for the one-shot kills, these things are just efficient. Like right there, freaking 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Take down a couple wolves, got 20 meat, 8 fur. And you got another buddy over here. I'll take him out as well as I make my way to the wild boar. Let me see if I can get him right in the dome without him even turning around. Wait for it. I hit him. Gonna kill him though. That'll do it. That will do it. That'll do. Bart'll do. Get my arrows back. So perfect. Wolves also, in my opinion, a lot of people are afraid of the wolves early game. I think I showed before in one of the first like few episodes. The axe is definitely a best friend. Like you just saw there, I missed him on that first, the first arrow shot. So I had to switch over to the axe real quick, and it was easy work to take him out. Now the boar. The boar are a different story. I think I've taken them out already in this playthrough before. You definitely want to get these guys with the arrow. They are a lot tankier with an axe for sure, and it does take a lot more to take them out. But usually they're a bit easier to pop with the arrows. Alright, he ran in the way of his friend there. Oh, you little bugger. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Up. Hold on. Alright, 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 alright. Come on, come on, come on. Yep. Boom. Perfect. That's real quick. Go to inventory. Honestly, just gonna use this. I mean, I have it on me. Might as well. Perfect. Alright, so now for boar. Again, that also took a minute to take out 3 of them. If not less. 45 seconds, right? What do we got? We get 5 leather and 21 meat. So not a crazy amount of leather, right? You go back to the Y-Sen, you get friggin' 30 leather. So that's, again, that's why that's kind of my winner and my biggest priority when it comes to hunting. But 5 leather, if you take down freaking 3 of these guys, I mean, you got 15 leather right there, which is not bad. And it's very quick. Very quick. But you do get a decent amount of meat, though. I think the 20 meat per each of them is not bad. And with there being 3 of them here, I mean, what's that, a little over freaking 60 meat? So I think I've only spent, you know, what, maybe 10, 15 minutes, if that, so far. Not even. Probably freaking 10 minutes so far between the Y-Scent, those wolves, and these boar. And I'm already up to 233 meat. I got 75 leather and 12 fur. Obviously, if you take down some bear, you're going to get a lot more fur for sure. But I am still very, very happy with this take-home here for sure. So I like it. I also accomplished my main mission here, which was unlocking the fishing hut. So that's nice. I do want to place the fishing hut. Oh, you did, didn't you? Let's see real quick. I don't think I have any food on me. That is not going to poison me. It's old, a little rotten, but just eat around the mold there. Looks like is what I did. And that seemed to work. So not bad. Okay. Alright. Let's run back to the village. And I think I've already totally gone to that place. Not going to worry about this building. Broken down old building. Have I gone here? I've had to have gone here already, right? Sometimes I swear, I always forget every time, and it's like every time I see these, I want to like run back over and be like, oh, did I get it all? Maybe I didn't. I mean, clay? If I not, I would have grabbed the clay. Damn, have I not come here yet? A little embarrassing. I totally haven't come here yet. I should be taking those. Yeah, what the hell? This has been freaking, what? Not even freaking 100 meters away from my village, and I haven't even gone over here and checked this out yet. God, shame on me. Shame on me. Alright, let's do a good scan of this place. Make sure we're not missing anything. A lot of coin pouches. Sometimes in the little nooks and crannies of everything. In the crevices, if you will. Doesn't look like this one has any of that. Anything over here? There was that barrel. Oh, we got here. Oh, we got a little underground. Here we go. Whoa, a dice set. I bet you that's worth a lot of money. The berry wine, another barrel. Some iron arrows. We like to see that. Yes, we do. Little hunter's cabin here, huh? Contraband. Doesn't really seem like contraband, but okay. Or torches. Ah, it was only 5%. I'm not gonna take that. Guess I'll hold on to it though. Whatever. A bunch of copper arrows and a recurve bow. Nice. Look at that. And a rich hood. I think the rich hood is actually see that. Yeah, way better protection for the cold. Doesn't match the fit, but it totally keeps me warmer, and that's more important. So let's do that. The recurve bow sadly is almost busted. But I'm gonna use this to kind of show you guys. You're gonna hate me, but I'm not gonna even bother grabbing those copper arrows at this point. Like, sorry, but not sorry. I just made a bunch of bronze ones. I think I'm fine. Run up here real quick. Oh, a little crow. Sorry, buddy, but might as well. I can't let you go to waste. Just sitting up here stuck. That was the wrong place, wrong time type of deal. Oh, can I not even? You gotta be freaking kidding me. Let's see, let's get over here. There it is. There it is. I was going to say if I killed him and couldn't even have skinned him, that would have been a massive waste, and I would have felt bad. There we go. 8 feathers. 2 more meat. Win-win. Alright, let's take these coin. That's a lot of coin. I'll take that. I'll take that. Take all these as well. Future decorating. I'm not seeing any little, like, hidden coin purses anywhere. That's like a super notorious thing. I usually find those a lot in these broken down buildings. I guess I'm a little surprised we're not in these ones here, but it's alright. It's alright. Honestly, we found a lot of cool stuff so far. I want to see how much that dice set is worth. That thing's nice. 750 bucks. That's what I'm talking about. That's a good little find. Hell yeah. Again, don't know how I have gone this long without even checking that place out. I must have seen it and just didn't really faze me. Look how close this is. There's the main road of my farm. I can see it from right here. I guess I never thought to go check that out. Shame on me. Shame, shame, shame. Alright. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end the video here. I think that was fun. Definitely about like a 35-minute video for you guys. I like to try and keep it around that time frame for sure, between the editing and the rendering and exporting, blah, 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 blah. It does make it a lot easier for me. And I don't know, sometimes an hour-long video, it takes a lot more work to get into it. Sometimes sitting down for an hour-long video, even recording it with the time that I have sometimes is a little difficult. So this time frame works out best. Hope everyone watching thinks the same way. If there's any other feedback and anything, you know, let me know and I'll see what I can do about it. But yeah, thank you guys again so much for watching. I know next episode I want to get the fishing hut built. Oh god, I remember I had to build that other guy's house. I have to update though. There's one guy left that still has a wattle house. Poor Sully Rad. So I definitely got to get his house freaking leveled up to a stone house. He's probably hating me right now. And ideally, if I could find a couple more villagers to put into my hunting lodge and just get some of that stuff going, Honestly, having hunters isn't super valuable in my opinion. It's great for them to bring in like leather and fur, kind of on the background there and residually and just automatically. But they don't bring in a whole lot of meat. Honestly, like when we just go hunting just now, I spent barely a day of winter and I got 200 some odd meat is much more than our own hunters will bring in a whole year, honestly. So it's just kind of fun and just part of having the village. But all in all, that's what we'll get into next episode, guys. Episode 20. I'll probably just finish off the entire winter. I think it only makes sense. It's 3 o'clock here on our second day, so we'll finish off the whole thing of winter, make another fun episode. So keep an eye out for that. And again, thank you guys so much for watching Mac Dad Games.